All right, let's dive into a story that really begins long, long before a single life did. We're talking about a story of prophecies whispered across centuries, of incredible events that shook entire empires, all of it pointing to one single momentous birth in Arabia.
So let's start with this really powerful statement. This wasn't just some rumor floating around. This was a declaration that was actually found in the holy books of the time, the Injil and the Torah. For generations, Christian priests and Jewish rabbis had seen this prophecy. So in many ways, the world was waiting.
So you might be asking, where did this expectation even come from? Well, these weren't just isolated predictions here and there. They were all part of this deep historical tapestry of faith, all pointing towards a new leader who was destined to come from the Arabs.
And what's so fascinating is the origin of it all. This wasn't a new idea by any stretch. It actually traces all the way back to a prayer made by Hazrat Ibrahim, you might know him as Abraham, asking Allah to raise a prophet from among his own people. This was a promise that was literally centuries in the making.
Now let's see how this story starts to build in the very heart of Arabia, Mecca. Because to really understand the setting for this birth, we have to talk about a sacred well, and the man whose destiny was completely tied to it, Abdul Muttalib, the Prophet's own grandfather.
The Well of Zamzam, it has such a legendary history. It was first discovered by Hazrat Hajira, and it sustained the people of Mecca for ages before it was just lost to time, completely buried under sand and silt. It was Abdul Muttalib who, through divine guidance, actually rediscovered it, bringing this vital and sacred source of water back to the city. And this act, it really cemented his role as a key leader and caretaker.
Okay, so the stage is set. But the very year of the Prophet's birth would be defined by an event so dramatic, so miraculous, that the year itself was named after it. This is the story of a completely impossible battle.
I want you to just imagine this: a massive army, commanded by Abra, the governor of Yemen, marching towards Mecca. They had one single goal in mind: to demolish the Kaaba, the center of worship. And they brought a secret weapon with them: war elephants.
So what could the people of Mecca possibly do? These were traders, not soldiers, and they were facing the ancient equivalent of tanks. The situation, it just seems completely and utterly hopeless.
But what happened next? It wasn't a human defense. As it's mentioned in the Quran, a flock of birds just appeared in the sky, and they carried these small stones, raining them down on Abra's army and completely destroying the invading force and their elephants. Just like that, the Kaaba was saved.
This incredible event gave the year its name, the Year of the Elephants. And that year, 571 AD, is precisely when this long-awaited child, Rasulullah, was born. The miracle almost served as a powerful prelude, setting the stage for what was to come.
So, with the city safe under divine protection, let's kind of zoom in from this epic citywide event to something much more personal. We're going to move now to the Prophet's immediate family and the bittersweet circumstances surrounding his arrival. Right before the birth, the Prophet's father, Hazrat Abdullah, was away on a trade mission. And, tragically, on his way back home, he fell ill and passed away. This means that on that Monday, the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, Rasulullah was born an orphan, having never even met his own father. So let's just quickly look at the key people in his early life. His father, Abdullah, was the son of Abdul Muttalib, the same caretaker of the Kaaba we were just talking about. And his mother was Hazrat Bibi Amina, who was from the very respected tribe of Banu Zurha.
Now, if the entire year was marked by this huge miracle, it's maybe no surprise that the exact moment of his birth was accompanied by its own set of extraordinary signs that were witnessed far, far beyond the city of Mecca.
And the signs were just astounding. Over in Medina, a Jewish scholar spotted a brand new star announcing the birth. In Persia, a sacred fire that had been kept burning for 1,000 years suddenly just went out. And from Mecca itself, a brilliant light shone so brightly it was seen as far away as Syria. These weren't just local omens, these were global signs. His mother, Amina, also got a divine message herself. In a dream, an angel came to her and told her what her son's name should be, Ahmed, which means the praised one. So it was a name chosen not by family, but by heaven itself. And so, just filled with absolute joy and wonder, his grandfather Abdul Muttalib did something deeply meaningful. He took his newborn grandson to the Kaaba,
the very building that had just been miraculously saved, and he gave thanks to Allah for the arrival of this blessed child.
So you've got a birth foretold in ancient texts, happening in a year of miracles, and marked by signs in the heavens and on the earth. It all really leads to one single, powerful question. With a beginning like this, what kind of destiny could possibly follow?